Hello YouTube, welcome back to part 2 of unboxing number 18 here on Atlanta to Dallas Aviation. So today, the way I decided to break this up, so part 1 was the two 200 scale models that I've got in my combined package that I received a couple of days ago. But there was no way I was going to be able to get it all done in a 30-minute framework on my low-tech video. So part 2 is actually going to be the models that I ordered from Gemini Jets from their August release set. So it's not the whole release set, but these are the ones that I felt took priority for my money, since you have to be doing pretty good to be in this in this hobby, but I think it's fair to say that we are all on a budget of some sort, so we have to carefully decide what it is we're collecting, what are the first priorities. Some people do it by airline, some people do it by an era, maybe the 70s. I only collect stuff from the 70s or something like that. Or maybe you're collecting to do a diorama of a certain airport, also either at a certain time in history. So we all have our ways of prioritizing what we're going to get. So out of the August Gemini Jet release, these are the 4, I got 4 of them that I decided were that I needed to make priority. Alright, so with all that said, the first one we're going to do is, here we go, the Gemini Jets. Now, the box says Bombardier-8, and I do believe that Bombardier either bought de Havilland Canada, or de Havilland Canada is a part of Bombardier. Somehow I don't know what that relationship is, but basically this is actually considered de Havilland Canada, the DHC-8-100 series. And as you can see, this is in the Piedmont retro scheme, even though it says American Eagle there. And I did not look this up, but I think this is still operated by Piedmont Airlines. So, well, Piedmont Airlines, that is a regional airline and not the original Piedmont Airlines that was more like a trunk carrier. But anyway, so I believe this was Piedmont Airlines. We'll get into it a little bit more as we do our 360. There is that, if you want to stop and read that. And this airframe is November 837 Echo X-ray. And the item number there is Golf Juliet Alpha Alpha Lima 1614. All right, and sorry, I'm getting my papers here together. I'm going to turn this upside down because the model doesn't really weigh enough to weigh down this box. You know what? I'm not going to put it on this box. I'm going to put it on. I'm going to put it on top of my box that has all my GSE in it. I think this will make it a little bit better. All right. So let's zoom in a little bit on the airplane. All right. So this should be a good 360. I can even pull it a little bit closer, I guess. Yep, this plane, or this type of plane was pretty prevalent when I started working in the airline business. It's not so much anymore, as we'll discuss in this particular airframe. But it's got the lovely retro Piedmont Airlines livery on it. Very similar to what you would see on American trunk carrier. Well, yeah, I can't remember. I think this is not current. This retro livery isn't currently flying because it was on like an A319 or A320 that was from USAIR, which was America West. All right, so now that we've done that 360, a little bit of details on this airframe. I already told you what the registration was, in that it's actually a de Havilland, Canada, a DHC-8-100. It was originally delivered to an airline called Pennsylvania Airlines in June of 1990. And then after switching hands or having companies change names, it finally got painted into the Piedmont Retro livery in July of 2004. As far as I could tell, the seating arrangement has always been 37 all coach, and this airframe is currently stored. It has not been scrapped, but it is stored, and it is approximately 33 1/3 years old. So we'll get, whoop, yeah, that's a little too close there. Come on. Oh, don't focus in on the background. Okay. This is ridiculous. Come on. Stop focusing in on the background. Hey, oh, I thought I had it. Okay. Yeah, it thinks it's... Alright, there we go. Hopefully it'll stay and not try to focus in on the background again. I hope that looks good on your screen. I can't quite tell how good it is on my little camera screen. Man, I really need to get moving on this. So anyway, so you got cockpit windows there, and American Eagle is actually below the cheat line instead of on top of the cheat line. I'm not sure what that printing is behind the cockpit window and before that door. And we move back. You can see the port side engine here, and this aircraft is powered by Pratt & Whitney Canada PW120A turboprops. And then there's the main gear that when they fold up into this housing here that the engine is also in. Moving back, we got, I guess you could say that's the L2 door, but that's where you actually board the aircraft. So that door folds down and is has stairs. And then you got your registration there, and you got the beautiful retro Piedmont tail up there. And then on the other side, I thought, you know what, I actually don't remember how this works, because that actually looks like the cargo door back there. I thought this one, you know what, I must be wrong. Oh, you know what, I bet I know what it was. That's the cargo door. And the, oh, no, there is no passenger boarding door on this side. So I guess it does board you. The L1 door right there is where you do actually board the plane. I didn't remember that. It's been a while since I've seen one of these. So I guess this is the door that you board from, and then that, what I told you was the L2 door. This is actually the cargo door, which does make sense because that's where I thought the cargo door was. So that's where that is. All right, so that's, we got that. We need to move on quickly to the next one. We've got 4 of these to do. So the next one we're going to go over unfortunately, I'm going to go pretty quick on this. Spent way too much time talking and doing that first one. So this is the second one. USAIR MD-82 with polished metal. And get a good look at this box. You can freeze here if you want to read that, if you even can read it. All right. I kind of actually like putting it on that clear box that has my GSE in it, but this one we're probably going to do right here. All right. So let's get sort of close here for the 360. Get a good look at this puppy all the way around. Hopefully the camera will stay focused on the airplane and not on the box or on the background. Looks like it's doing pretty good. So this livery is USAIR's original livery when they changed from being Allegheny and they started buying up other airlines like Pacific Southwest Airlines, so PSA, and they also bought up Piedmont later. But it was really Allegheny which changed its name to USAIR, and then they started merging or taking advantage in buying out some other airlines to get to the size that they were. But this was the original livery when all that started happening. All right, so there's your 360. Let's get a little closer now and look at the port side. Okay. Oh, come on, stop looking at the background. Well, so focus is going to continue to be a problem here. It continues to want to focus in on what's in the background. Whoa. Alright. I guess that's probably as good as it's going to get. So we got a pretty well shaped nose there. Got your L1 door and the USAIR titles on top of the passenger windows there. And with the gradient cheat line that's below the window line, as you can see, it starts kind of almost orangey, but I believe it's fair to say that that's still red, but it's I'm not even going to try to attempt to say that there are certain colors of red. And then this is almost like a brick red, and then as it continues back, it turns almost maroon color. And there's the L2 door with the registration right next to it. And then we have the power plants there, the port side power plant. The power plants for this aircraft, and actually for the next one I'm going to pull in, is actually some Pratt Whitney. Yeah, well, I thought I looked up what exactly those Pratt Whitney model types were, but I evidently did not. So sorry about that, but they are Pratt & Whitney turbojets. And then you got your 3-stripe USAIR T-tail. This particular airframe is, I didn't tell you what the registration was, but the registration is November 824 Uniform Sierra. It was delivered to USAIR on April of 1988, but it was first delivered in December of 1983 to PSA Airlines. So that's making this airframe almost 41 years old. And it says it is currently stored. So there you have it. And the seating arrangement for this aircraft, it didn't actually say, but it did say for other airframes of the same type of MD-82, and those seat configurations were 8 in first class and 133 in coach. So before there was ever coach plus or coach extra leg room or whatever you want to designate it as, it was 8 first class and 133 in the back. So fortunately, some of that information for that model matches the information for the next model, so I won't be telling you the engine types or anything like that. We'll get another good 360 out of this one before we go into it. So as you can see, this is Aeromexico. Oh, I guess I didn't show you the box, but I'll show you the box last since I forgot to start with that. As you can see, this is Aeromexico with a cheat line, and it's basically your polished metal finish with orange, mostly orange, all orange. Well, a little bit of white, I guess. And I don't remember if that's supposed to be Montezuma on the back, or some sort of Aztec symbol, or maybe Mayan symbol. I'm not real good about my ancient civilizations in that part of the world. All I really know is Aztecs, Incas, and Mayans. If there were other ones, I don't remember, and I don't know if they all existed at the same time, or if they were different dynasties, or what exactly. So, but I know that's some sort of symbol, if I remember correctly. So there is our 360. We'll get in close on this one, like the other one. I mean, it's the same mold and everything's about the same. L1 door, Aeromexico, written below the passenger window line, but still on the cheat line, so orange background. The Mexican flag right here, if you were wondering what that was. Moving back to your two over the wing exits here, and then L2 door back there. And then your port side Pratt Whitney turbofan. And then the registration there, which for this aircraft, this registration is November 1003 X-ray. And then, like I said, you got the either Montezuma or Aztec or some sort of symbol there on the T-tail. Kind of cool, if you ask me. So this airframe is also supposed to be an MD-82. And some additional information on this airframe. It was delivered in December of 1981. And it made it to the ripe old age of 29.3 years old before being scrapped. So this airframe no longer exists. It's not flying for anyone. It's not stored. It has been scrapped for metal and parts. All right. Now, before I move on to my last model, I was going to let you see the box here. Alright, so there's your artwork on the front of the box, MD-82. And then here is the information on the inside of the box, if you would like to pause and take a look at that. Anyway, so that leaves just a little bit of time left to hit my last model, which is the modern day Delta Airbus A330-900neo. There you go. Oh, I guess I didn't tell you what. Actually, I didn't tell you what the item numbers for either one of the MD-82s were, but well, anyway, I'm probably not going to have time to share that with you. But anyway, so here is the inside of the box. If you would like to halt and look at that, hopefully you can read it. I won't forget on this one. So your item number for this one is Golf Juliet Delta Alpha Lima 20906. And let's bring this bad boy in. Now I will have to say that I had to glue on the starboard side wing. Very disappointing, but I did have to glue that on. So it's probably still drying actually. Alright, so here's our 360 on the beautiful A330-900 neo. These are replacing the A330-300 current engine options. And then of course the Dash 800 neo is supposed to be replacing the A330-200. Alrighty, sorry for the dead air, but I want to make sure we were getting a good look at this one. Since I don't have it on a turntable, I have to watch what I'm doing when I'm turning it, so not too much gets off camera or it gets too far away. Alright. So there was our 360. All right, real close, tight and close here. Right. Now, so this is a little better than their 330-200 and 330-300 molds. Still kind of iffy on how the nose looks, but anyway, so you have your SkyTeam logo there, L1 door with some nice details on the door there. Again, I do not know what is on this piece here, but I've seen a close-up on like a travel video or something, and there was like an advertisement logo on there for like the Point guys or something. It was something like that. So I think there's some other logos like that on there. And then you got the new, if you will, the new widget with Delta titles. I really wish that this was billboard and not itty bitty small like that on top of the window line. But anyway, so L2 door. Moving back, we have our one, well, you're seeing the port side of two Rolls-Royce Trent 7000 engines. That's what you got there. Well, I ran out of time. Shocking. Well, I'm not going to do all this again. Hopefully I can just hopefully my computer will cooperate and allow me to tag this on to the end of the other one, but it's highly unlikely. But let's continue on. So moving on back, we got our wingtips here that are kind of out of focus, and I'm not sure if I can get it to focus on it. It's trying to focus. Come on. Ah, look at that. Beautiful. Be nice if there was a widget on there, but there isn't. So moving back, now it doesn't want to focus. It doesn't want to focus on what I want it to focus on now. There we go. All right, good. So you can see the American flag there, and the registration is November 407 Delta X-ray. And that is, you know, honestly, I'm not sure if that's the L3 door or if that's the L4 door, because there is a much thinner door here, so I don't know if this is considered the L3 door, or if that's just an emergency exit. So this is either L4 door. I'm sorry, that's either the L4 door or the L3 door. And then there you have our upward, onward and upward, I believe, widget tail. So there you have the Delta A330-900neo. Other information, it was delivered to Delta September of 2020, so making it approximately 3.5 years old. It is currently active. In the seating arrangement inside this one is there's 29 Delta One suites. There are 28 Delta Premium Select, which I believe you can think of that as domestic first class. And then there are 56 Delta Comfort. So again, I'm not sure if the Delta Comfort gives you extra width in the seat. It may only be extra leg room, but I'm not absolutely positive. Sometimes that those extra comfort main cabin seats, sometimes they're, depending on the airline, sometimes they're a little bit wider seat than they are in the main cabin, but I don't know if that's the case on Delta. So, but 56 Delta Comfort, and there's 168 main cabin seats. So that's mostly, let's see, so mostly probably starting about right over the wing and moving back. Certainly this part is main cabin back here. But I think main cabin may start somewhere over the wing. Well, anyway, so hopefully, since I ran out of time, hopefully I can just put this on the end of the one that I just recorded. I wasn't paying close attention to my time. So anyway, so be on the lookout for part 3 of my unboxing number 18, and until then, happy collecting.